starting with fact number 10. So when it comes to the Druze religion, it was originally an offshoot of the Ismaili Shia sect of Islam, and it was founded in Cairo, Egypt in the 11th century. Now, Druze is a movement that's named after a religious leader known as al-Darazi, but he was considered a heretic. Either way, the name Druze stuck with the followers of the Druze faith. Now, this movement continued to be underground, so a little bit hidden from the public, and then in the year 1016, the movement caused a riot in Cairo, Egypt, and at that time, the Shia Fatimids ruled Cairo, which takes us actually to our next fact at number 9. The Druze are actually a derivative of the Ismaili Shia branch of Islam, like I mentioned, but they do not claim to be Muslims at all. Rather, they practice a mix of Shia, ancient Greek philosophies, as well as Hinduism, also known as Sanatana Dharma. Now, their belief in reincarnation and transmigration of the soul is actually borrowed from both the ancient Greeks as well as Hinduism, which gives their faith a very mystical feel to it. Now, another label that's given to Druze is Unitarian, meaning a belief in the one God. So, where will you find Druze anyways? Well, early Druze populations inhabited present-day Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, as well as Palestine/Israel. The Druze survivors ended up in isolated parts of Syria as well as Lebanon, most particularly though in southern Syria in Jabal ad-Druze, or the Druze Mountains, and in the mountains of Lebanon in a place called Mount Lebanon. Also, their total population ranges anywhere between 800,000 to 2 million. Again, this is a wide range for estimates because the total numbers is just not clear how many of them exist. Also, similar to other religions, Druze tend to live in close-knit communities, and these communities are partially closed off to outsiders. The Druze faith is not open to new adherents or followers, since from almost the very beginning of the faith, proselytizing was prohibited. Proselytizing, of course, means conversion. You share the faith with somebody and they are adopted into the faith. Next up though, for fact number 7, another thing that you got to know about Druze, like I mentioned, they do not permit conversion to their faith, but they also don't permit conversion from their faith. Marriage outside of the Druze faith is very, very rare, and it's strongly discouraged. Many Druze religious practices are kept secret even from the community as a whole, and only an elite of initiates known as ukal, meaning the knowers, they participate fully in their religious services and have access to the secret teachings of the scriptures known as al-hikmah and al-sharifa. And by the way, I'll be getting into more information involving those later on in this episode. But for now, let's move on to fact number 6. Druze are theologically distinct from Muslims due to their broad system of doctrines, such as the belief in God being able to manifest himself physically to humans, and also in the belief of reincarnation. While there are some Islamic authorities that accept Druze to be Muslims, the Druze themselves do not accept that label. Druze don't even follow or accept the 5 pillars of Islam. They do, however, have their own pillars, if you will. They're known as the 7 duties that all Druze are required to observe, and those are the recognition of Al-Hakim as well as strict adherence to monotheism. There's also the negation of all non-Druze tenets, and then there is the rejection of Satan and unbelief. Following that is the acceptance of God's acts. There's also the submission to God for good or for bad. Then there is the duty of truthfulness, and the final duty is a mutual solidarity and help between fellow Druze. Alright, so let's jump now into fact number 5. Druze tradition also honors several mentors and prophets, if you will, including Jethro of Midian, which is known as Moses' father-in-law, as well as they recognize Moses, Jesus, John the Baptist, as well as the prophet Muhammad. Several philosophers and other influential people are also held in very high regard by the Druze, including Plato, Socrates, Aristotle, and even Alexander the Great. For fact number 4, in the recognized state of Israel, where the Druze enjoy a big prominence in the military as well as in politics. It far exceeds in terms of proportion to the population numbers. The majority of Druze do not identify themselves as Arabs, by the way. And since the year 1957, the Israeli government has officially recognized the Druze as a distinct ethnic community, and this was done at the request of the community's leaders. So Druze, they work really hard to, of course, still hold places of power, but at the same time keep themselves completely distinct from anybody else. For fact number 3, we're going to be talking about Druze women. Druze women have always had the right to own and sell property, and historically a significant number of Druze women were literate and educated. However, when it comes to marriage and chastity, there is very little freedom for women. Like, girls are expected to be married by the age of 21 years old, as well as when it comes to intimacy, any intimate act outside of marriage is strongly forbidden, and a female who's guilty of this is often punished very harshly. According to popular Druze belief, a woman's body is considered so sacred or so holy that they don't allow male doctors to perform any sort of autopsy on their bodies after they pass away, or even care for it in any way to help preserve it longer. So yeah, I wanted to include that fact in there because I found it very, very, very fascinating, that belief. Anyways, moving on to fact number 2, Druze follow a lot of scripture, including the Old Testament of the Bible, the New Testament of the Bible, the Quran, as well as philosophical works by Plato and other influential philosophers, and other works of religions and different philosophies that exist. The whole list, I can't even go through all of them. But just to kind of give you an idea though, the Druze claim that an understanding of these is fully necessary. So I assume the list of their scriptures is going to be forever expanding. But also their al-Uqal, or their knowers, they have access to writings of their own that supersede any of these scriptures that I mentioned. These secret writings, though, are also referred to as Kitab al-Hikmah, which is a book of wisdom, as well as al-Hikmah al-Sharifa, known as honorable wisdom. Other ancient Druze writings include the Rasail al-Hind, which is the epistles of India, and the previously lost or hidden manuscripts such as the Al-Munfarid Bitetihi, and also the Al-Sharia al-Ruhaniyah, among many others. And the final fact I want to end off on is about reincarnation. Reincarnation is an important principle in the Druze faith. Reincarnations occur instantly at the time of one's death because there is an eternal duality of the body and soul, and it is impossible for the soul to exist without the body. So a human soul will then transfer only to a human body, and this is in contrast to the Hindu belief and the Buddhist belief system that say that a soul can be transferred to any living creature. Also, one important thing to note is that a male Druze can reincarnate only as another male Druze, and same for female, they can only come back as another female Druze. So even their concept of reincarnation is very exclusive and tightly knit. Also, a Druze cannot be reincarnated in the body of a non-Druze. Additionally, souls cannot be divided, and the cycle of rebirth is continuous, and the only way that a person can escape this is through successive reincarnations. So when this happens, the soul is united with the cosmic mind, and it achieves the ultimate happiness.
So our first difference is that the Druze is a religious community which is not regarded as Islamic by Muslims. According to Muslims, a Muslim is one who believes in the finalhood of Muhammad as the last prophet of the only God. The Druze believes that a person can appear in the form of a person in the shape of an imam or a prophet. The religion of Islam, on the other hand, believes that God is only one, and the prophets are pious people sent by God to spread the teachings of Islam. Fact number 9, the Islamic religion also follows the concept that Muhammad was the last prophet of God, while the Druze religion portrays their leader as a prophet, which denies the finality of the prophethood of Muhammad. Druze religion portrays their leader as the God whom they pray to and believe that one day he will appear again. Followers of Islam, on the other hand, believe in one God and pray to him. Alright, our next fact takes us to talking about days of worship. So followers of the Druze religion regard Thursdays as their worship day, unlike the religion of Islam, which regards Friday as their holy day. Our next fact is that Druze and Islam differ on the basis that followers of Islam only pray to Allah, while followers of the Druze religion also pray to their leader, who they believe is God incarnate. Moving on down to fact number 6. The religion of Islam supports the belief that life is only awarded once to a person, and they have to follow it according to the rules which appeal Allah to gain paradise after passing through the day of judgment. So the soul of a human stays in its physical existence after one's death. Druze, on the other hand, believe that after death, the soul may enter another body. In fact, Druze believe that a Druze follower can only be reincarnated as another Druze of the same gender. Our next difference is in relation to marriage. So Druze cannot marry someone from another religion, whereas Muslim men are permitted to marry outside of their religion. In fact, the Prophet Muhammad had multiple wives from different religious backgrounds. Also, in relation to marriage, Druze are not allowed to have several wives, nor are they allowed to remarry after divorce or the death of their partner, whereas Muslims are allowed to have up to 4 wives and can remarry after divorce or the death of their partner. Alright, our difference number 3. While anyone can convert to Islam, the same cannot be said for the Druze religion. In order to be a Druze, you must be born a Druze from Druze parents. Alright, our next difference is that Druze followers believe that heaven and hell are made for all humans, and not just a specific religion, while Muslims believe that following Islam is the only path to heaven. And bringing us down to our difference number 1, the Epistle of Wisdom is the foundational text of the Druze faith, while the Quran is the religious text of the Islamic religion. It is believed that the Druze text can only be read by religious Druze priests, whereas anyone is permitted to read the Holy Quran.